Yes.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live. Yeah, press the button just as you said. Don't do it.
I was going to grab my tea. Can you cut this bit out?
Just go and grab your tea, Mr. Butler.
I've got
Go
my
grab
tea.
your tea. We'll do the intro.
I'm sorted. Do the intro, Danny Green.
Okay. I'm thrilled to welcome back Danny Buckler to the show. He's a stand-up comedy writer and magician, literally travelling the world with his shows. He's written for the popular Channel 4 programme 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. Danny also had his own TV show back in the day called Danny Does Magic, a long-time member of the Magic Circle and well-respected on the circuits. I'll be asking him to spill the beans on his recent Las Vegas performance. Was it everything he dreamed of? How long was it in the making? How do you balance being a comic and magician with the spiritual? You have to try and keep them separate, or do you use it to your advantage? I'm also delighted to tell you Danny has a guided meditation for you with a Barefoot Doctor flavour. Obviously, it was Stephen's birthday last week, and we had this scheduled for last week, though alas, the Wi-Fi gods weren't with us. So anyway, warm welcome to the show, Mr. Danny Buckler. Woo-hoo.
Hey, hello, Danny Green. It wasn't the Wi-Fi gods; it was the gods of Norway. I was up a fjord, and you can't get any Wi-Fi up fjords apparently.
We did try though. We did try. Yeah.
We had a little test run, but all I got was the spinning wheel of death. So I apologise if anyone was looking forward. I apologise to the 3 people that were jonesing for that chat. But it's happening now, because now is when it was meant to happen. It wasn't meant to happen then, or it would have happened then. Everything is happening in the right time and place. So this is all we have. How are you, Danny Green?
I'm well. I'm feeling well. Feel energised. Feel
good.
Good. Yeah, I do. We've got someone. We had someone online, but they've just vanished. And that's okay.
Absolutely okay. Yeah, this me and you having a chat, isn't it?
It is. Before we get going, or to get going, even I want to hear about your Vegas show. I was excited to read in your post. You did a Vegas show. How cool was that?
Exceptionally, I was very happy with that. It was a big event in Vegas that happens once a year called Magic Live, which is like a 3-day, 4-day celebration of the magic of the global magic, the global magic kind of community. It's a magic but this year they asked me to host the big show, which I did, and I loved every second of it. I did a couple of TED style talks as well. Which you can't watch because they were talking about magic stuff that's for magicians only.
Oh, right, okay.
But that doesn't matter. I did them. And it was just I just love that town so much. I love that town so much. I mean, I shouldn't do. It's everything. Do you know what I mean? It's the antithesis of everything that I'm into. Like, yeah, man, it's about being genuine, truthful and real and coming from the real place. And then I go to the most plastic manufactured place on earth. And I'm like, I love this. I love it. It shouldn't be here. It's a city in the middle of a desert. There's no water. It shouldn't be here. And everything's free. Well, everything's free, but you know what I mean? The laws are different there. So, you know, instead of buying weed down a back alley off a crackhead, you can walk into Planet 13, which is like something out of Rick and Morty, where you can buy any cannabis product you want. And there's these amazing shows happening down the street. Everything just feels so loose and wonderful there. I was really, really a special time. You know, and all the shows there are great. I went and saw a couple, and I was in a couple, and loved every minute of it, and cannot wait to get back.
Good, but it just proves the point that you are the show. You go to Las Vegas, and you make of it what you will through your lens of perception, through your life experience, or your lack of lens of perception, and you enjoy it. So
you do that everywhere, mate. Everything's a show. We're all performing. None of us are not performers. Some of us do it on a stage in front of people, but life is a show. You put on a face and you go out and you make of it what you will.
So there's a lot of different venues in Las Vegas. I guess there is, and obviously how big was the auditorium you were in?
I don't know. I think big enough. I think it held. I'm guessing it was about 900 people. It was about the same size as the Walt Disney Theatre. Right. And that holds 900 people. The smaller one, because there's 2 Walt Disney theatres, and the smaller one holds about 900 people, and it was about the same size as that. So I'm going to make a guess that that's how many people were in there. But we did it twice because there was 2 rounds of people came in to see it. So 1,800 people saw it, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm guessing here, but that's a guesstimate. But it's a pretty accurate one, I think.
It's a lot of people.
The venue was a showroom in the New Orleans casino. All the showrooms are in casinos. So this was the New Orleans casino, and this was their main auditorium.
And were you present enough to enjoy it? Were you like,
I was present for every blazing second.
Good.
Absolutely. At no point did I disappear into a story while I was there. That was all that was happening, and it was fantastic. Met new people, met people I've admired my whole life but never spoken to, and hung out with some old mates as well. So it was absolutely gorgeous. David Copperfield was there. Oh yes.
Yeah.
So
I'm really pleased. It's obviously been a bit of a dream for you to appear in Vegas.
Yeah, it's the dream of every show person, I believe. I mean, it used to be. Sinatra played there. Dean Martin, my hero, Dean Martin was there. Siegfried and Roy. It's one of those towns. And when you come from the UK in particular, you fantasize it a lot. I mean, if you're born there, it's just the town you live in. But if you come from the UK, it feels like Mecca because it's over there. It's 10,000 miles away. It's a flight to America. How does that even work? And then, but you end up where you end up based on what you put out. And it was just a wonderful, proper dream come true stuff.
Good. And obviously being the compere of the show, you were involved, you were the thread throughout the whole thing. So it's not a case of going on stage to do a 10-minute slot and then it's finished before you start. At least
it was 10 minutes, then coming back on for 5 minutes, and then coming back on for another 10 minutes, and then coming on for another 5 minutes, and then coming on and getting them all out at the end. And I was on with brilliant people. There were some superb acts on. I saw an act called Lindsay Benner, I've not seen before, who was just fucking phenomenal. And the FISM winner, the big magic prize winner that was on. He was our opening act, and others, a guy from South Korea, I mean, mate, Chris Cox was there as well, who's a mind reader, not a real one, which he makes a big point of pointing out. I mean, the mind reader who can't read minds. That's his billing, and just good fun times, and working with a wonderful team behind the scenes as well. The director of the show, Ginger, was just phenomenal to work with, and all the techs and the crew, and not a complaint to be had. Wonderful.
And obviously the crowd are with you and cheering and clapping and just.
That's always nice. And clapping, they stood up at the end, so that was quite lovely. I mean, I'm not bragging, but you're asking. Do you know what I mean? It was like a proper, genuine, righteous. This was a solid show to be a part of, because they could be hit and miss them things.
Yeah.
So
sometimes I see the English humour doesn't quite translate to an American audience, but clearly isn't the case.
Well, I've always found that to be bullshit.
Good.
So seriously, I've never ever. Everyone else says that, and do you know what? The amount of times you're on a cruise ship and you've done the show and everyone's applauded and laughed and stood up and patted you on the back, and then the next day some Brit will come up with a hanky on their head with 4 knots in their vest, and well, we liked it, but the Americans, they don't get it, do they? You just want to say to them, "Are you fucking deaf? Like, you not hear that? Are you literally deaf? Because, but." Those blinkers are a real thing, and but no, I've never found that, and they love a certain type of English humour. Like Sir Peter Kay's never tried to crack it and didn't, and you can't say he's a bad comedian. Just didn't. It was a misfit there. They didn't care for him. They didn't care for Michael McIntyre, but they love Craig Ferguson. For some reason, they love James Corden. They love Monty Python. They're mad for Benny Hill. That's the weird one. The amount of times they bring up Benny Hill, the Goons they love, Sellers they love, so it's not a question of British humour, it's just a question of styles. But that British humour thing's an easy out if you're a British comedian. It doesn't work. Oh yeah, you just don't understand the Brits. No, they don't understand the Brits. They don't understand you.
Yeah,
which is fine. You're not for them. That's fine. We're all for who we're for. Do you know what I mean? There's venues I can't play, and I don't because it won't work. There's cruise lines I won't work for because if I do, I won't be me and that audience. It'll be a misfit, and the audience doesn't leave going, well, that was a mismatch of material, a mismatch of performer to audience, and we understand. No, they leave going, comedian was shit, because that's, you know, the experience they've had. But it's not necessarily that every time. It's just a mismatch of performer, material, and audience. And I just thank the Dow itself that I can play to an American audience because they're my favourite.
Cool.
You know?
Do you think, obviously, being a Disney cruise, it's full, it's, you know, you'd expect to be quite a fun vibe anyway, which you'll vibe up and
They're all Americans, the guests on there.
Yeah, cool.
Very few British guests.
So what's next? You know, maybe do Vegas again next year.
Please, God. I mean, if I can find a way to get back, I will. I'm having some chats at the moment, but at the moment, I don't plan any further ahead. I try not to plan any further ahead than the next 10 seconds, because then you don't get disappointed. All that's happening is this, because the future always takes care of itself. You know, if you worry about it or don't worry about it, it doesn't make a difference. The future just takes care of itself. Whatever happens, happens. Your worry has no effect on that whatsoever. So you might as well just be present to what is and deal with what's in front of you, and the next step will take care of itself. So I strive as much as I can to be in that state. So I'm trying not to think about the future. I'm trying to think about this camera and what's happening now. You know?
I like that. Yeah, I like that. When you're right, when you're just in the flow, that's when an opportunity comes in left field or right field. You think, that's really nice.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's the best way to be. Then allow the universe to delight you.
Yeah.
Let it delight you. Let it surprise you. Just don't plan. Just you know. I mean, obviously you've got to plan little things like what the gas bill's got to be paid on Tuesday. But I mean, in terms of like, and the other weird thing, I don't know about this is just me, but plans don't work out. I mean, I want something and I'll make a plan to get it, and I normally get it, but it never doesn't normally come from the plan.
Yeah.
You know, the plan is I'll do this, and get that. And I end up with that, but the actual route, none of this, or this happened. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I did this and it went wrong, and I went off here, and then that happened, which led to this. That came around the back of here, and unbeknownst to me, he'd done that. And I ended up where I was going to get to. But the plan, so you need the plan to get moving. But once you're moving, you've got to be in the flow, because it never goes the way you plan, because you're dealing with other human beings, and human beings are completely illogical. So, including me. So you just have to, you know, plans are essential to get you moving, but once you're moving, drop the plan and go with it.
Yeah.
It's the way, especially something as chaotic as show business.
Yeah. We've got Jenny Marie popped on. She's saying, hello, my lovelies. Hiya, Jenny. Thank you for...
Hello, Jenny Marie. Welcome. Congratulations on being our viewer.
Yeah, you get a prize.